What up, my friends? Just out here in my, day 227. I haven't posted a video in a few days. I assure you I've been getting at what getting at it is for me. Broke down part of my shop so I could paint some of the walls, and I just redid everything, and now I'm redoing it again, but it's gonna look way better. But anyway, walking around down here and doing my daily contemplation, my prayers, to remain grateful and understand, and guide me through all my affairs, and make me realize how good I have it, which I do know that. And the one thing that keeps returning to my mind, is my daughter. So my daughter graduated from high school in June. A couple weeks before she turned, or 3 weeks before she turned 17, right, which is young. So 16 years old, she graduated from high school. 17, let's say, right? And so I figure, wow, that's awesome. She's a very bright kid. She would have finished last year, but they only allow you to do so much work at a time or whatever. It's a whole thing, right? So I'm like, oh, awesome. She just turned 17 in July. And I'm like, oh, so I figure she's gonna, want to work a little, take some time off. And, I figured at the earliest she'd be going to school after next summer, right? So the fall of 2025. But I asked her the other day, and she informed me that she's, in fact, going to start school in January of 2025. So basically like 5 months from now. And I'm grateful that she's smart and that she's going to this agricultural school, and she's going to be some sort of, she's going there to be like a researcher, environmental researcher. They have like a farm there. It's like an active farm. I mean, they sell their meats and stuff at the co-op here at a lot of local places. No hormones, all natural raised, humanely and all that stuff. Really great meats too. The chicken's great. The frickin' beef's great. Well, maybe they don't do chicken. I don't know. Anyway, I know their beef is frickin' top notch. Anyhow, and it's local, So anyway, she tells me she's going in January, and and then the other thing that I'm extremely grateful for is that my ex-father-in-law, my ex-wife's dad, I mean, he's a very frugal guy, and he's got his act together, very smart, and he put money aside for both of our kids, I should say, to go to school, and I think my ex-wife was saying something like, we're probably not even going to have to come out of our pockets for anything, which is amazing. That's amazing. I mean, of course, incidentals, she's going to need money here and there, and, different things, and, gas and yada, 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 right? Phone, just different things. So, I'm grateful for that too, but the problem is I'm not ready to let go. I mean, I'll get there. I mean, she's 17. She just turned 17 last month. And it was like that. Boom. I mean, obviously I remember the day she was born, but and I remember so much. It just went by so quickly. And that's not to say she's not coming home ever or this and that and yada, yada, yada. I mean, I guess my son will be able to get the bigger room upstairs now and, give her the smaller room so she has a spot to come back to. I mean, if you're not going to be here for the whole year, you can't have the largest room in the house. But anyway, yeah, so acceptance, I guess I'm working on acceptance, right? She's a very smart kid, but she's very young, very different from where I was at 17. I mean, in a lot of ways, she's a lot smarter than I was at 17. But I was more street savvy, which she didn't grow up in the streets, thank goodness, that was partially to my doing and her mom's doing, and I'm proud of that fact. I'm proud that she graduated at 16 years old. But at the same time, I don't want her to leave, not yet. not that she's going forever, but that's the first step, man, into adulthood. A lot of times, either starting a career or business, or and I'm trying to set that mentality in her, like, hey, it's all well and good to work for other people when you have to, but you want to set your mentality up to be a boss, to be a business owner, to be able to do your own thing. Like, I have my own business, right? And, I make the hours that I go in, and like today, I'm not there yet. I was in earlier this morning, but I've been painting, doing a bunch of things. I'm scheduling people for tomorrow and the next day. But like, I have the freedom to do that, But that's the struggle today, right? I mean, I'm happy, I'm proud, I'm like, I'm beside myself about the finances situation. It's all positive things, And like, I love it that she's not going to, some university where she's getting like some degree where, she'll just be a bartender or something like that. I mean, she can always be a barber too, because I got my own shop and all that stuff. I can teach her how to do it. So she's always got stuff to fall back on, And yeah, but that's where I'm at today, man. Accepting some, and it'll be fine. I accept it. It's just when I'm out here alone with a lot of time on my hands, I just kept going back to, wow, what's happening? Like 5 months from now. I figure have about a year, and then I find out I got less than 6 months. Time is fleeting, folks. You get more of what you put into your life, right? So if you put in sitting down on the couch all day, all night, eating crap, deluding yourself with drugs, gambling, sex, random sex, like, shopping, anything that you can lose yourself in, and we waste so much time, and next thing you know, your kids aren't your kids anymore, they're moving on to the next next chapter in their life, which is exciting and scary for me, because I spent a lot of my time, my life on the darker side of life, right? On the criminal side of it, of the, degenerate side. And, so I know what's out there, and I have fears about that. But, she didn't grow up the way I grew up. My son didn't grow up the way that I grew up, Sure, they had to deal with me when I was doing drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. But, it'll be 5 years on the 21st now. And, life is a lot different from them. The anxiety levels in them, the frustration, them breaking down into tears. Like, I haven't seen either of them really break down in years now, And I thought there was going to be big issues, especially with my daughter. She had a lot of anxiety and stuff. And, but she's doing so much better. So's my son. And I attribute that directly to me getting off the drugs, me getting off the alcohol, and really changing my life, physically, mentally, and through faith in God. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at today, man. I'm just thinking about it, and 5 months, man. Damn. 17 years, and now I got 5 months left with my baby girl, my firstborn, She's amazing. I'm proud of her, but I do need to come to some acceptance. And I am, and I will, and I'm not that worried about it. But, it's on the top of my mind. I feel like I have so much to teach her, and I only have such limited time now. But she's got a good head on her shoulders, and I'll deal with whatever I got to deal with, and I'm there for her no matter what kind of support she needs, whatever that is. All right, I'll talk to you guys later, man. Day 227. Get at it, folks. Peace.